Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Alexander Isak's instant reaction to Liverpool signing Hugo Ekitike before him emerges. The Swedish striker had a telling response when he heard Liverpool were signing Ekitike. Alexander Isak's immediate reaction to Liverpool signing Hugo Ekitike before him has emerged. Ahead of the summer transfer window, there was widespread speculation that the Premier League champions would seek to reinforce with a new striker. Liverpool's initial approach to Newcastle United for Alexander Isak was rebuffed, which prompted them to turn their focus to Ekitike. In July, they completed a deal for the Frenchman worth an initial £69 million, sparking debate over whether that meant the end of their pursuit for Isak. Earlier that month, the Swedish forward had travelled with his Newcastle teammates for a training camp in Austria. But according to The Athletic, once Ekitike's move to Liverpool was confirmed, Isak's mood changed. He was ruled out of Newcastle's friendly with Celtic with what the club described as a minor injury, and he then refused to join the squad on their pre-season tour, while the club continued to report that he was struggling with a minor thigh injury. The saga finally came to a close on deadline day as Liverpool broke the British transfer record for the second time this summer. Isak joined for £125 million, a fee which Newcastle claim could rise to £130 million with potential add-ons. He has signed a 6-year contract at Anfield and taken the iconic number 9 shirt. How will Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike work? After Ekitike's superb start to life in England, many fans are wondering how Arne Slot will accommodate both of his new forwards. The Frenchman scored just 4 minutes into the Community Shield and followed that up with goals against both AFC Bournemouth and Newcastle. The 23-year-old's impressive form has seen him nominated for the Premier League Player of the Month award for August, alongside his teammate Dominik Szoboszlai. Despite Ekitike's impressive start, Isak is expected to lead the line once he is fully fit. The Swede bagged 23 league goals last season, second only to Mo Salah, who had another outstanding campaign. Although the Egyptian winger has made a slow start to the season, he has been integral to Liverpool for years and is unlikely to be dropped. Cody Gakpo has started the season well, but he is the most likely to make way if Arne Slot wants to start both Isak and Ekitike. Although there are selection dilemmas for the Dutch manager, he is in a strong position for a long campaign. Last season, they played 56 competitive matches, so if Liverpool have a deeper run into the FA Cup and Champions League, they may surpass the 60-game mark. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is Roy Hodgson blames both Crystal Palace and Liverpool over Marc Guehi transfer collapse. Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi looked set to leave the club for Liverpool on transfer deadline day, only for the big money move to collapse at the 11th hour. Marc Guehi will remain at Crystal Palace, at least until the new year, and former Palace boss Roy Hodgson believes both the Eagles and Liverpool need to shoulder the blame. Guehi looked set for an Anfield move on deadline day, even filming a farewell message, only for the Eagles to pull the plug on the move. As a result, Palace will likely miss out on a fee for the centre-back, who was likely to fetch around £35 million despite being in the final year of his contract. Liverpool, meanwhile, will have to make do without an experienced England international at the back. He's, Guehi, the person I feel really sorry for, Hodgson told TalkSport. Because if right at the beginning it had been made clear his task ahead would be to stay at Crystal Palace and there'd be no question he'd be leaving in the transfer window, then I'm sure he would have got his head around that. But having been led to believe sooner or later a deal would be done between the clubs, I guess that his head for the last period of time has been he was going to move. He's the loser in the situation. Palace should be the winner because he's such a good player, and to have a player, captain and leader of that caliber should be advantageous. But it remains to be seen how upset he may have been by what's happened during these past few hours. It was still a very busy summer for Liverpool, even without the Guehi deal materializing. They spent more than £400 million on new signings, including 9-figure deals for Isak and Florian Wirtz, while Hugo Ekitike joined for £79 million from Eintracht Frankfurt, Arne Slot's Reds also brought in close to £200 million through player sales. These included big money exits for Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez, while Real Madrid paid more than £8 million to release Trent Alexander-Arnold from his contract a few weeks early. Guehi scored for Palace in their last league game before deadline day, helping Oliver Glasner's side win 3-0 away to Aston Villa. After that win, Glasner, who is reported to have threatened to quit if Guehi was sold, stressed the importance of the skipper. "I told this to the chairman, we have to keep Marc if we want to play a successful season," Glasner told Match of the Day. "We have no chance to find the right replacement in one day. We all agreed that we just sell Marc if we have the right replacement in the building. We wanted a replacement by the July 1st. We have this agreement, so it is clear from me. He is such a crucial player. He is one of our key players, he is our captain. Again, if we want to play a successful season we have to keep him." Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC news. Our third news is, one to watch, Steele namechecks £51 million magician as a potential Liverpool signing in 2026. The summer transfer window shut just 3 days ago, but already Liverpool fans have been reliably informed of one potential signing to look out for in 2026. Arne Slot's squad has been revamped over the past 3 months, with more than £400 million spent on new signings, including 2 £100 million plus additions in Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak, Sky Sports. However, Richard Hughes and FSG will already be looking with intent towards the January market and next summer's transfer window, and supporters' thoughts might also be turning towards who could come in at Anfield in the forthcoming months. Steele, Alice could be one to watch for Liverpool in 2026. In his latest Liverpool Confidential Q&A, Steele was asked whether Liverpool are likely to make a move for Michael Olise, who has previously been linked with the Reds, in 2026. The journalist replied, "I certainly cannot rule that one out. They want a long-term Mohamed Salah replacement in the next summer or two, and the early noises are that Bayern Munich's former Crystal Palace star Olise could be right at the top of their shopping list. We can't say too much more than that yet, but could be one to watch. Olise would be an elite Salah replacement for Liverpool. Since joining the Bavarian Giants from the Eagles in a £50.8 million transfer last year, Sky Sports, Olise has plundered 24 goals and 23 assists in 59 appearances, and he's roared out of the blocks this season by netting 4 times in as many matches, Transfermarkt. He's earned glowing acclaim from his teammates and manager, with Serge Gnabry hailing him as one of the best players in the world right now, Bild, and Vincent Kompany describing him as an exceptional talent, Yahoo Sports. As per FBref, the France international ranks among the top 10% of positional peers in Europe's 5 main leagues over the past year for a host of underlying performances, most notably his match averages for assists, shot-creating actions, top 2%, progressive passes, top 4%, shots and successful take-ons, top 6%. Salah will be 35 at the end of his current contract in June 2027, and the stage at which Liverpool will need to seriously look at bringing in a long-term successor is now within sight. Still only 23 and excelling at one of the foremost clubs in world football, Olise definitely stands out as an elite target for the Reds to consider as the eventual replacement for the legendary Egyptian. He'd almost certainly command an extortionate transfer fee, but FSG have emphatically shown this summer that they're not afraid to reach for the checkbook when they feel that it's justified. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fourth news is Federico Chiesa decision has exposed Liverpool transfer problem that cannot be ignored. The omission of Federico Chiesa from Liverpool's Champions League squad has highlighted an issue that will need to be addressed. In terms of fan adulation compared to minutes played, nobody in the Liverpool squad delivers quite as effectively as Federico Chiesa. Small wonder, then, the outraged reaction from some supporters to the Italian being omitted from the Reds' Champions League squad by Arne Slot for the opening league stage. Chiesa was deemed the odd man out as Liverpool were compelled to cut one recognizable name from their list for the first half of the forthcoming European campaign, which starts at home to Atletico Madrid on Wednesday week. The reason? UEFA's registration rules. Each team can name a maximum of 25 players in their main Lista squad, which includes a minimum of 8 places reserved exclusively for what UEFA deems as locally trained or homegrown players. Players trained by their club or another club in the same national association for at least 3 years between the ages of 15 and 21. That leaves 17 places to non-homegrown players, and with Liverpool having 18 such members of their squad, it was impossible to include everyone. Chiesa would undoubtedly want to be recognized at Liverpool for more than just a catchy chant. But with less than 500 minutes of action under his belt since arriving at the club more than 12 months ago, the 27-year-old was deemed surplus to requirements. Ultimately it came down to a decision of which two of Rion Gumaha, Wataru Endo and Chiesa would be included. Endo's versatility meant he was always likely to be selected. Ngumaha, meanwhile, was unable to be included on List B, which is an unlimited number of under-21 players which can be updated ahead of every Champions League game, because he hasn't yet been with Liverpool for the minimum period of 2 years. And evidently Slot decided the precocious 17-year-old would serve the squad better in the Champions League, with the call also providing the youngster further first-team exposure at an elite level. Ngumaha is in as much for the future as the present. Matters may have been different had Marc Guehi's £35 million move from Crystal Palace not collapsed with a deal within touching distance. Guehi would have provided another centre-back option and opened up the possibility of 18-year-old Giovanni Leone being left out, which in turn would have allowed for Chiesa to be preferred. It also underlines a noticeable shift in Liverpool's squad, with their homegrown quota having been weakened significantly this summer. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jarell Quansah, Tyler Morton and Harvey Elliott have all departed, while Caoimhin Kelleher, also deemed homegrown despite being a Republic of Ireland international, similarly moved on. Indeed, Liverpool failed to name an English player in 2 of their opening 3 Premier League starting lineups, with Curtis Jones the only such starter in the win at Newcastle United. The Reds are acutely aware of the imbalance, although that Jeremy Frimpong is regarded homegrown, having come through the academy at Manchester City, is of benefit. Liverpool retain a strong interest in Guehi and are expected to approach Crystal Palace again in the January window with an offer at a much reduced fee for a player who will have only 6 months remaining on his contract. And as well as provided a centre-back option, Guehi could also represent a transfer approach Liverpool will now look to pursue in the coming windows. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our 5th news is Trent Alexander-Arnold explains Liverpool exit after claims fans will never get it. Former Liverpool defender Trent Alexander-Arnold left for Real Madrid over the summer, ending any hopes fans might have had of seeing him spend his entire career at Anfield. Trent Alexander-Arnold reiterated that his decision to leave Liverpool was the toughest of his life. The England international is now at Real Madrid, having signed a 6-year deal with the Spanish club, and some Reds fans remain frustrated by the manner of his exit. Former Liverpool striker Michael Owen moved in the same direction during his own playing career, and argued some fans who support the club no matter what were never likely to side with the player. Sections of the support gave Alexander-Arnold a tough time towards the end of last season, prompting Player of the Year Mohamed Salah to urge fans not to boo him. Now, speaking to GQ España, via Football España, Alexander-Arnold has opened up further on his reasons for trading Anfield for the Bernabeu. It was one of the hardest decisions of my life. Liverpool is my home, it made me who I am. But Madrid felt like the right step, at the right time, he said, echoing sentiments from his farewell message to Reds fans. It was ambition and a personal desire for change. To challenge myself in a new environment. Of course, Real Madrid's legacy is undeniable. But more than that, what attracted me was my ambition and the desire to test myself in new surroundings. It's a challenge, but one I welcome. Playing at the Bernabeu is sacred. You can feel the weight of the shirt, but that's what drives you to give it your all. Owen's Madrid adventure lasted just 1 year, with the striker returning to the Premier League with Newcastle. Speaking on the Rio Ferdinand Presents podcast earlier in the week, he shared his feelings on how fans reacted to Alexander-Arnold's move. "I didn't like it," he said of the backlash towards the defender. "I understand it, of course. We understand it because we live it and we've lived it all our life and we're in and around football. But fans will never get it because they've got a badge there, and until the day they die, they will always support that badge. And no matter what the club do, they might do wrong." Alexander-Arnold has started 2 of Real Madrid's 3 league games this season, coming on as a late sub in the other, but has yet to hit top gear. Los Blancos have a 100% record under new manager Xabi Alonso, with Arda Güler and Vinicius Jr. on target in a weekend victory over Mallorca. He has been left out of England's squad though, with Thomas Tuchel turning to Chelsea's Reece James and versatile Newcastle fullback Tino Livramento ahead of the Madrid man. "I spoke to Trent. It was a difficult phone call, but I wanted him to hear it from me. Which he appreciated, and he was very clear that he's desperate and keen to come back and play for England," Tuchel said. Don't miss subscribe. Our last news is ex-Liverpool star whose son plays for Reds reveals what Rio Nguema's emergence truly means. Rio Nguema has become one to watch in the Premier League thanks to his late strike against Newcastle, and his rapid rise has given those in the academy hope that they can also make it. Ex-Liverpool forward Djibril Cissé has expressed optimism for his son's future at the club, inspired by the rise of young star Rio Nguema. The then 16-year-old grabbed the headlines with a dramatic late goal against Newcastle United in August, securing a crucial 3-2 win for the Reds. Now 17, Nguema has been named in Liverpool's Champions League squad, making the cut ahead of Federico Chiesa as he continues his impressive ascent. Even Mohamed Salah has offered him words of wisdom, a testament to the impact the youngster has already had. Cissé, who enjoyed a successful stint at Anfield from 2004 to 2007, winning both the Champions League and FA Cup, has a personal stake in the club's youth development. His son, Prince Kobe, 16, has been part of Liverpool's academy for several years and signed his first professional contract with the club in July 2024. Prince Kobe made his debut for the U18s last season at just 15 years and 7 months old. Speaking to Ladbrokes, Cissé 44, said Nguema's breakthrough is a positive sign for those in Liverpool's academy. "To be honest, Rio Nguema's emergence is a sign of the new football. If you're good, even if you're young, you're going to have a chance," Cissé said. "You know, nowadays, even at a club like Liverpool, it's not about how old you are, it's about how good you are. That's the kind of football I like. It's good for me because my son, Prince Kobe, is currently playing for the club, so I'm happy that the manager trusts young players." Nguema's rapid rise has supporters and everyone associated with the club excited that the former Chelsea academy prospect could flourish into something special at Anfield. Yet club legend John Barnes has urged those anticipating more spectacular displays from the teenager to allow Nguema's development to progress naturally, cautioning against excessive pressure too early. "Let him grow slowly," Barnes said. "We remember, ex-Arsenal and England winger, Theo Walcott, he was the same at 16. Let's not put too much expectation on him, and Liverpool will handle him well. He's not going to be a starter for Liverpool anytime soon. But to involve him in the squad, keep his feet on the ground, let him grow slowly, he's at the right club for that because Liverpool know how to handle their youngsters." Nguema's dramatic intervention against the Magpies arrived after the Reds had surrendered a 2-goal advantage, with goals from Ryan Gravenberch and Hugo Ekitike appearing to have secured victory for Slot's team. Nevertheless, Cissé believes that the Reds' stubborn determination in ultimately claiming all 3 points demonstrated the characteristics of title winners. "It wasn't easy, it really wasn't the easiest way to do it, but Liverpool managed to win against Newcastle," said the former Auxerre player. The way they did it was the mark of a team who want to show that they're not here to play around. They're here to win titles. Even with a lot of new players and a lot of young players, they're not here to play around. Winning with the last kick of the game after almost throwing it away sends a real message to the other teams. It's in the DNA of the club to never give up and to always fight until the end. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.